Blue.
That's
Me.
true. Why did you even bother buying? Or I'm sorry, you didn't bother buying it.
I didn't bother buying it. What are you
Blue.
talking?
Hmm. Huh.
I still have to take one away. So it's like, congratulations, you rolled a 1. You hit a critical 1, so it rolled a 2,
Huh.
but you still hit a 1, so it doesn't matter.
So
I have to
range
still
on the
take one
dagger
away.
is 10 feet for those who need it.
It's
Where
like,
does that
congratulations, you rolled a
I'm not
1.
sure.
You hit a critical 1, so it rolled a 2,
when
but
you-
you still hit a 1.
What I do
so it doesn't
whenever I
matter.
create something
So
is if you
range
go
on the dagger is-
into oh, you said it's 10 feet. Okay, yeah. So
Give it.
if you go to your where you put the weapon in, if you hit the weapon
Oh,
attributes
there's the
arrow
range.
down, you can
Wait, the
add in a
range
bunch.
is 10 feet?
10 feet. That's what it says on the...
There's a place for range, by the way.
It's in
Yeah,
there.
you
It's
do
in the
weapon.
weapon attributes.
Yeah. Should default size be small?
Yes.
That's what I put.
Dagger.
Yeah.
Sam, are you following along?
I just finished setting up my stream. I added my weight and everything for my items, but what are you doing with the weapons?
So we're adding your weapon if you don't have it already.
I have it added, but I don't know the range, the HP, the max.
Your range is going to be 12 feet. So you need to go under weapon attributes.
By the way, for those who are newer,
Your
Sam,
attack type
keep
is-
in mind that you can do anything you want, which means you can throw your sword as a weapon if you want.
Yeah, but then you potentially lose it. Just
And
keep
it
that in
probably
mind.
won't do that well, but you can do it.
How do you know where the range? Like, where are you looking this up?
I'm looking it up in the book.
Austin looks up everything that deals with the stuff he gives us. We don't actually look any of that stuff up. So if we obtain an item, Austin's the one that determines the stats of it.
Okay.
You just have to essentially jot it down as
Fill
what
in the
he
blanks.
gives you. You fill in whatever he gives you, and then essentially, so if we keep doing this for several months and we come down the line and we get a magical item somewhere, the magical properties that it has are determined by Austin. We just have to then track them, so then whenever we use them, we know what we're doing with it.
Gotcha.
But we do not make. We don't. The only decisions we make are what our character does. Whether it happens or not is Austin's decision or the dice roll.
Right, like your natural 20, you wouldn't have been able to get all that stuff if you didn't roll a natural.
Yeah, I assumed that.
So,
Literally. There's a huge difference between a natural 20 and an unnatural 20. If you roll a 19 and you have a +1 modifier, you probably ain't getting anything compared to what you get with a natural 20.
Yeah. Natural 20 is a pretty rare occasion. To give an example, there's a D&D thing online, and one of their barbarians has literally virtually no health and takes a swing at a almost full health enemy, rolls a natural 20 while he's enraged, and because he's enraged and rolls a natural 20, he cuts the guy in half rather than just damaging him. So he insta-kills somebody. That's what natural 20 does. So the guy's at literally like 5 HP out of like 180 HP because he's a level 19 barbarian, and he cuts a giant barbarian that is almost full health in half because of his natural 20, and he's enraged while he's at low health.
Wow.
That won't happen normally, but that's what natural 20s can do, is when you do that kind of thing. You are almost guaranteed success on whatever you do, provided that you're not trying to like alter the universe or something crazy. There is a fine
So
line
I
of
probably
too
could
far.
have gotten a lot more for what I asked for.
I mean,
Well-
you probably could get away with it.
But it really comes down to how far the DM wants to take it.
right, and it also comes down to how you ask.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
if
why
you
I was
say,
trying to be persuasive as well as not giving your stuff.
right, so if you say, give me this, natural 20, you may or may not, but if you're like, listen, back off a bit on this part, and this is what we can do, then they'll be...
Yeah.
It's all a matter of, that's how this entire thing works, is essentially just working around it.
And
So you-
sometimes you can kind of barter for what you want to roll. Like you'll notice that I always tend to ask, can I roll like diplomacy to do this? Sometimes the DM will tell you like, no, you have to roll like a bluff check. But
Which I should have done when I first started, but it is what it is.
yeah,
I still got
You can
something out of it because
sometimes-
I'm a thief.
you can sometimes
so-
say like, hey, I think I could do this under like a diplomacy. But yeah, anyway, I'm done buying items.
Be right, just right back.
So Sam, you see what I did with your weapon attributes?
Yeah, I saw that you added the weight, the iron.
Yep. So you needed to add a melee attack. Your short sword rolls a 1d6. 10-foot range. It's iron and it's small.
Thought you said
And
the
then you
dagger is a 10-foot range.
Correct. This is a 15-foot range.
Yeah, and then you can hit create attack, and it creates the attack for you automatically. And then whenever you go in and want to use that attack, you can.
How do you get that?
If you so in the actual equipment,
No, the wrong
You-
weapon.
yeah, I know. When you're in the equipment and you're on the weapon, when you pull down the weapon attributes, you choose that it's a melee type, 0 enhancement. You choose what dice. You choose any damage modifications. What it crits at. So it crits at a natural 20,
Oops.
multiplier of 2. You choose its range. You choose what type, and then you choose its size. And then there's also a create attack button. It looks like 2 crossed swords.
Ah.
When you click that, it automatically creates the attack based on those stats. So then if you go in the attack tab and you scroll down, you'll find an iron sword or a dagger. And then when you click that one, it does exactly what I just did, where it rolls an attack of 7
Yes.
versus AC with a damage of 1.
Got it. Go ahead and do that, Sam.
I clicked on create attack, nothing happens.
So
It's because you
yeah,
got to go into your attack tabs.
back up at the top.
Oh my goodness.
So while the fighter is trying to like figure out how he holds his sword or whatever, can the tiefling and I just like leave?
No.
Is there a bar nearby?
You know,
Nope, but I have a flask
you
of
were-
alcohol. You want some?
you were just sitting in a bar.
That's right. I was sitting in the bar. I've already been drinking. I'm sorry.
That's
I
how
forget
bad an
things.
alcoholic he is.
Oh yeah, so maybe if he was just in a bar, maybe he should have done the sleight of hand or the stealth check with disadvantage.
So,
He had his back turned.
have you all completed or concluded your trading?
Yep.
What is your next move?
Well, hold on, let me see if I can. Okay, so I have an item that will assist us on our way. Accurate description. And by looking at it, it would appear that we're headed to Slaithwaite from Riverside, correct?
Correct.
Looks like our best bet is probably to stick close to the shoreline so we don't get into the mountains.
Fine by me.
I agree with that.
Very well.
So I suppose we shall set off heading north.
You will commence your journey heading to the northwest, up along the shoreline. Are you sticking along the shoreline or into the woods?
Dude.
I gotta look at the map. Well, what about this little river that we gotta cross?
There is
I
a
think-
on the other
bridge.
side of that?
There is a bridge leading over the river.
What? This dude was at the like south edge of the forest. So we're not already on the other side of that?
No, you're not.
Ah. Draw more accurate maps.
No.
We are about. Can I actually? Does it let me do this?
If you're asking if he was at the south end of the forest and whether I'm going crazy, he was standing right here.
Okay, that's on the river.
I mean, it's like on the south end, right next to the river. Because remember, you were right next to the frickin' river. I specifically said you were next to
No,
the
I don't want
river.
to. I don't want to draw. Don't draw. Why did it draw? My mouse was letting me draw, and it's like, no, I don't want to be doing this.
Well,
So essentially, you're wanting to cross like right in here. And
There is
follow
a
up
bridge
around.
leading over that river. Just FYI.
Is that about where we're wanting to go, Gub? though you're trying to get at avoid the forest, or you wanting to go through the forest? Oh,
I
don't know
say
why
we
he's listening.
avoid the forest because the forest is probably going to screw us over.
I don't know why he's listening to the tiefling anyway.
I think I'm the leader of this group. I just got the guy.
You just happen to get two mortal enemies in your party in terms of racial.
Oh
No,
my
Gun's
goodness.
technically like a human, just he will never admit it.
He's just a holy human, essentially. Where I'm this like actual like
You're
monster.
you're an off-world incarnate. He's more like a quarter blood. He dreams of purity, but he can never attain it.
Yeah, so my picture, where's my picture?
Well, I saw your picture. It's all like evil and shit.
Yeah, and I'm was trying to go off that at give a rough estimation, but I obviously have blue eyes and darker hair, and then my hair's not like I'm not bald on the sides of my head. It's actually like long on the sides,
Mhm.
like shoulder length ish.
Yeah.
Is roughly how my character looks.
I get you.
But I have a hood, so you really can't see that right now anyway. But
So, guys, decisions.
I think we're waiting on Gub. I don't know what he's doing. I think
Holding
something
up
with
the
his,
party.
something with his padre.
We can talk about Austin's attempt at playing RuneScape.
Could talk about how great of a job I'm doing DMing. It's
You
Bunch of
are.
shit.
This is actually fun. Gub is typing.
yes, he is.
Oh,
It better be a good one for interrupting the best campaign you've ever played ever that doesn't have a name yet because you guys aren't moving. Oh,
Equifax.
have you heard about that?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that's actually why my identity got taken. Technically,
Oh,
quote unquote, taken.
it has nothing to do with me.
I'm streaming right now, so don't say anything.
Oh, I
My social security number is.
yeah. I'm gonna blurt out everything about me that can give somebody all the
One,
needs they need.
Your dad got
One.
arrested?
What? My
You said
dad
your
got
dad
arrested.
got taken, so I'm guessing the cartel didn't come.
My dad did not get taken, but
Oh, you're saying
My
his identity got
my-
stolen.
my identity got potentially taken.
Oh. No, that was just me
It's-
using your card.
It has something to do with the Equifax breach. I'm fairly certain. There's nothing that actually affected me.
So
I just know that I had some alerts that forced me to
It's-
be potentially cautious because of it.
it's been said that if you take out all of the people who aren't like eligible for stuff, like people who are too young to have a credit score or all of that stuff, this actually affects pretty much everyone in the country.
Wait,
Anyway,
how do I know if my thing is?
I'll send you a letter.
yeah.
Wait, I don't have
Anyway.
a credit card, so.
The big news is
That we're focusing
a lot
on
of
what's
the top
going on.
people, just before
Yeah,
the
let's-
story got out, a lot of the top people.
I'm
in
gonna
the
quickly
company-
stab Gub in the head with my dagger that I stole.
I'm
It
gonna
is
ram my
entirely-
sword into his gut, whisper into his ear for the.
A lot
It's
of the top
successful.
people-
Moving on.
No, this is really important. A lot of the top people in the company, just before the story got out, sold their stock.
Well, it
which
happened months prior.
Yeah, well, which means that they could get in trouble for insider trading.
Absolutely. Now,
Now,
focusing on how you guys are getting out of
So-
town.
I don't have a particular preference.
Could I roll that a 20 to kill Gub?
No.
No.
Back in Earth characters, we're deciding how to get out of Dodge.
Alright, so I'm going to inquire that if there's no horses and we've spent a lot of our money, we need to walk.
I would like to know what time of day it is, first of all.
Yes.
It's early afternoon, probably 11:30.
So I inquire that we actually wait and leave in the morning rather than leave at night so we can get most of out of our day. Stay in town, rest
I
up.
just kind of look at him and go, "Do you have the money to pay for a hotel room or a room in the inn?" Hotel's not.
I just smile and wink.
I roll my
Give-
eyes.
Give a sly smile
I
upon
roll
his
my
inquiry.
eyes.
I suggest that waiting to the next day sounds good, and asks Casey if he knows of if you know of a place you should take us there, because I'm new to this town.
I just walk to the bar and give a wave. Come this way. Don't even say anything.
Okay.
I reluctantly follow.
Confidently walking towards the bar as if I know what I'm doing.
I follow even more reluctantly.
Upon entering the bar, the bartender waves and says, "Hey, Charon, back for another round?"
I don't even say anything. I walk up. I buy the cheapest drink I can. Sit out at the bar and buy the cheapest drink.
Okay.
I don't know what the other two are doing.
It's never good when the DM is laughing.
I'm following, so I'm not.
And we're in the bar, and Casey just sat down.
And I bought a drink.
standing
I don't actually know how much this drink is,
back, kind of quizzically, wondering what is going on.
but it's the cheapest alcoholic drink I could purchase.
I think he's hinting that he wants to know how much gold he has to take
I,
out.
I I actually would like to know how much I'm paying for this drink and what kind of drink I'm actually getting.
It's water.
I'm
It's
assuming
water
that
that
the
they got from
bartender
the
knows what I
staple.
want when I order my cheap drink.
Yeah, it's a relatively strong alcohol. It's not very flavorful. It's more like along the lines of a vodka that's just as close to alcohol as you can get without all of the added flavors and aromas and
Perfect.
all the the time
what
in the
is-
casket.
What does this lovely drink cost?
Half a piece, but you obviously can't cut it in half, so you can have up to 2 per gold.
Well, then I got 2 of them.
Your one goldest drink, sir.
So I am not writing the story for you three.
I know I'm drinking, so you guys do your thing.
What
I'm
is the
going to
layout? What is like the layout?
go
of
to the
this
bartender and ask if he has any rooms available for lowly travelers.
I do.
building?
It's
I know
about-
what he's going to do. You little demon.
Huh?
You're just gonna get drunk and pass out until tomorrow.
It depends on how much this takes to get me drunk. I probably can't afford that.
So how much? If you do, how much is a night stay?
It depends on how many people are staying in your room.
Oh.
One.
Just for one, it'll be 5 gold a night.
I will pay him the 5 gold, and I will lumber up to my room.
All right, your room is right over there.
Cool.
Is there any other patrons within the bar?
There might be 1 or 2 others, but people don't usually frequent it.
What time did you say it was? Like 11:30 in the morning?
Well, now that you've saw me done over to the bar, it's about 12.
It's about noon?
It's high noon.
Noon.
Wait, I thought you said it's in the afternoon, not in
No.
the morning.
What is now? It's noon and
Well, I'm just
Man.
gonna sit up in my room till the next day.
sit in your
I
do I
traveled
have
a long
with-
time. I'm
do I
gonna
have,
get a
like-
good night's rest.
anything with me?
Huh?
Do I have anything with me? Like
Other
books
than
or
what you brought with you.
Gov, you totally didn't get anything at the market, so you're screwed.
I did.
You got some rations and some water and a dagger,
Yeah. That I paid for.
but he paid for it. I don't pay for shit except my alcohol.
So you just want to
It's-
hang out in the bar
um,
and
Well, I was gonna say, is anybody in the bar? Are there any like poker, anything like that going on in the bar?
Not at this time of
Did
day.
you say hookers?
Poker, as in
Okay.
That's my
gambling.
question.
I'm a gambler. Excuse me.
I've spent
So?
too much money. I don't need a
A very-
hooker.
Good one, mind you.
I can fix that. Give
Can
me
you?
one level up and I can fix that.
Perhaps if the two of you would like to play poker, that would
Actually,
be the ongoing poker game.
Based on how clerics work, wait until tomorrow and I can fix that.
I'm just gonna have small talk with the bartender as I
I
enjoy my
suppose.
2 drinks that I purchased.
How much? So I suppose that I sit down at the bar with one seat in between me and Chiron. Is it Chiron?
Yeah.
Is it Chiron or Chiron?
I honestly, I would say Chiron, but Chiron's
Okay.
cool too.
You
So
filthy
I
mortals
sit
don't
down.
understand how to pronounce it.
I sit down at the bar with one seat in between Chiron and myself, and ask the gentleman. Is a gentleman behind the bar,
Yes?
or at least it looks like a man. I ask him how much a meal is.
Are you looking for just something to get by, or are you looking for something a bit more fancy?
There, I changed my name to a Y instead of a I.
Oh my god, what's her name?
Chiron.
My name is Stacy with 2 eyes.
Tabby.
Tabby. Oh my god.
Tabby.
With
So-
2
eyes.
eyes. So are you looking for just a meal to get by, or are you looking for something a bit more fancy? Because we've got our just kind of standard porridge and a side of meat, or we can get you some lean cut of pork, or
How much for the porridge?
porridge is just a gold.
All right, I'll take one of those.
There you are.
Thank you very much, sir.
If nothing else is going on, the time will increase to 9 p.m. when the bar starts to crowd patrons.
Wait, we're not allowed to make small talk with the bartender and try and gather information?
Oh, totally.
So I would like to ask the bartender if he knows any stories, particularly any stories related to stars.
Can't say that I do, traveler.
Are we still at, did we
I sit
progress
there
to
and
9 or
balance
did we
porridge.
stay at noon?
I'm making a little bit of small talk before we progress,
Okay.
gathering information.
Casey's eager to gamble.
I'm ready to gamble. It's gonna be great.
After a few minutes of quietly eating my porridge and sulking, I inquire if he knows anything about this Lord Montgomery.
The loud
Lord
slurping, I
Bunker,
moved
you're-
further away.
Right? Oh, you here's the bar stool. Can't say that I know too much about the fella. One of his, well, can't say one of his goons. One of his workers, I guess, came and posted that sign on the billboard here a couple days ago.
I'm in my room. I'm not participating in this conversation.
I don't know what you're doing up there for probably
I
close to
said
9
I'm
hours.
taking a rest.
No.
Are you gonna sit there and like yell out, or are you out of character saying that?
It's a good thing that he's a fighter, not a barbarian. Let's just say that.
Yes.
Well, while this is all going on, I'm gonna go get a bowl of cereal, so I really won't know what's going on downstairs.
Sweet.
I just want to let you know I'm not part of this conversation.
coming from down the top of the stairs of the bar.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagining it like those old west taverns where you have
Yeah,
multiple levels and like the
exactly.
upstairs. Yep. Just like opens the door a crack. I just want to let you know I'm okay. I'm not a part of this conversation. You hear the door close.
All right. So Are we done with the small talk? Or you want to keep it?
Can I roll a perception check to see if he was telling the truth about not knowing anything about Montgomery? So I'm specifically looking to see, like, when he answers that question about not knowing much about Lord Montgomery, I'm looking to see if he's telling the truth.
You can see nothing about his stance or his facial expressions that would show you that he is lying.
Okay. I believe that I am done with the small talks.
The time has increased to 9 p.m. Patrons have begun to flood the building, not so much that it's crowded and hard to get places, but so much where it is hard to see across the room through the bodies.
I have a question about the town.
Yes.
What is like their, like, I know you said they're fairly poor, like peasants, but what do they do? Are they mostly like a fishing village?
Farm laboring and fishing.
Okay.
Their major exports are crops and fish.
Okay.
I'm gonna scout around for fun.
Okay, what kind of fun are you looking for?
Anything particular to poker, blackjack?
Would you like
etc.
to start a poker game
Sure.
in one of the back corners of the bar?
I'm game. I'll start
Okay.
a poker game in the back corner of the bar.
And
Is it safe? Is it? I was gonna say, is it safe to assume that since I am a gambling character, that I have a deck of cards on my person?
at all times.
At all times.
Like, even if you have been stripped bare, somehow you can come up with a deck of cards.
No.
Nobody's
like
gonna
that.
ask questions.
They'll-
It's just gonna
They'll
be
stand there. I'll be standing there, bug ass naked. Someone will be like, "Where did those cards come from?" And I'll just like fan them out in my hand, and they'll like have a hint of like a glow to them, like they're
They-
magical or something.
yeah. Like the backs of them, you know, the decals on the backs.
Yeah, like
They'll have
they're
a-
shiny. as
Yeah,
if
they'll have
they're-
a very faint glow to them.
I'm cool with that.
Can you roll a charisma check?
Sure, I can roll a charisma check. As soon as I reopen
all
my
of this is
character sheet.
happening, I'm just gonna like hang back, kind of, and
Just watch what's
send
going
some-
on.
Oh, that's not great.
Is that just a flat 12?
That is. I don't know why I don't get a. Why I'm supposed to have a modifier of 3. What can? Is there a way to check?
You rolled a 9. If
Oh,
you
I did
hover
roll a
over the
9.
number, it
I didn't
tells
see
you
that.
what you rolled.
Okay,
plus
good to
your
know.
time. So it breaks it down,
Yep.
and it breaks it down into the various bonuses that I don't even know.
A 12 isn't bad. 12 isn't great, but it's not bad either.
So, no, that's not the math I want to do.
While I hang back and he tries to start his poker game, I am going to disappear for 1 moment to grab a glass of water.
Okay. I'm trying to come up with math real quick.
Oh, you're good.
Is that right? Yeah. So your first gambling game that you do for poker, you have gained 60 gold.
60 gold. Alrighty. Let's see where. Gotta go find my equipments.
What? What did I miss?
I gained monies. Quite a bit of monies.
What?
I'm just earning money. Don't worry about it. Can I play another one? Only potentially use a bluff in this one to try and earn a little bit more. I'm not sure how I would go about doing that, considering you did a whole game based on 1 charisma check. So I'm not entirely sure how you want to do that.
Roll
How
another.
did you do that?
Just don't worry about it. Roll another charisma check and then roll a buff after it, or a bluff.
Oh my gosh. Well,
That's
this
why I
might
ended
not
up
go
on
so well unless my bluff is really good. Then maybe I might come out okay. The bluff is actually really
Oh!
good. So
Hey, that saved you, actually. Wow.
So I started a shitty game, got a horrible hand, but I bluffed my ass off for this one.
No kidding.
I think you just won the World Series of Poker with like a pair of twos.
No, yeah. I told you 60 last time, right?
Yeah. Especially considering I got a +3 on my charisma. I rolled a 2.
Good thing you didn't roll a 1.
Oh no, I rolled a 0 if it's a +3. No, it's 5. So yeah, 2. I rolled a 2.
That
Which
game,
Oh
honestly,
yeah, that's the other thing that we should explain to Sam when he gets back is critical fails.
yes.
Or we should wait until it happens. Let's just wait.
I think
until
we'll wait till it happens.
preferably
you-
him.
You gained 75 gold that game.
So keeping an eye on him because being under the impression that he does not have that much money to his name, I'm curious as to how he earns a living and has the money to bet in the first place. So I'm going to keep kind of an eye on him, but I also want to scan the room and see if there's any interesting characters.
Okay.
alrighty, let's see.
Is that it?
These games are taking an hour apiece, by the way, just to kind of equalize
So
the money game.
So it's now 11.
It's
PM?
now 11, yes.
So is there anyone interesting in the room?
Not that stands out. It's just a bunch of peasants. Probably the best person to stand in the room is the bartender. He seems to have the most elegance out of anyone else.
As I arise
I'm
from my
gonna-
slumber,
your slumber that you started at noon.
It's 11 p.m. Welcome back to the land of the living. The door opens. I just want you to know I'm still alive. Just had a great nap. Closes the
All right.
door again.
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play one more game.
I'm going to go ahead and how much did we say it was for a room?
5
one
gold a
person,
night.
It was 5 gold.
Yeah.
5 gold a night. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pay for a room.
Okay.
I'm not gonna head up there yet though.
he called bluff 22. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just won the World Series of Poker with 2 twos.
I had a pair of 2s that I won the poker match. Don't worry. All right.
When,
So
when he
last.
said it was good as gambling, he was not kidding.
when it comes to my outside of game now, when it comes to my actual abilities, the first trait I put a point, or my skills, the first skill I put a point in is bluff. So
Now we know why.
I'm a good liar. I'm good at this.
That's all he's got to his name. But
That's
he's a
all I
good-
got. So last game. And then we're also going to roll a bluff on this one, which may or may not help me. We will find out.
Please get a 1. Please get a 1.
Roll a 1.
Ah.
I'll take it. And that's the last game I'll play. So after that, I'm going to buy another drink and then pay for a room.
And then poor
Retire for the
Susie's
night.
father was out of money and they had to live on the streets.
I don't care how much money they have. I'm just taking it.
Yeah, I should have played an evil character.
So that game you managed to win 15 gold.
How much
They must
gold
not
did
have
you
a
win
lot-
overall?
Sorry. 5-0.
Oh, 50 gold.
My bad.
How
That was
much did
my
I
bad.
earn? It's all right. How
You
much
say
did I earn
5.
overall, Sam?
Mhm.
I earned 185 gold.
Win 15 gold.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
All right, I'm gonna purchase. Let's see. What is a really strong alcoholic drink I could get? A little bit more expensive. I'm thinking like,
We have a triple distilled bourbon.
and how much is that one?
That'll run you 10 per glass.
We'll do a single glass of that, and then I'll retire for the night.
Okay, so that's 15. No.
I have a question.
What was
The
the room?
alcohol
5?
that I create, how strong is that?
Not incredibly. It's probably a
Even though it's magic.
40%.
Even though it's magic.
Yes, because it doesn't go through the intricate chemistry.
It's magic.
Yes. 40% by volume.
Do I do I need to spell the word magic for you?
So I need to underline Dungeon Master
Do you want me to roll diplomacy?
for it. If you roll a natural 20, I will up it.
Thank you.
An 11. In that case, I'm lowering it. No.
You make a 5% by volume, it might as well be water. No, it's 40% by volume.
Okay.
So what is this 10 gold drink glass I just purchased by volume?
Like 90.
All right. I take it, I down it, I stumble up the stairs to bed after paying my fee for the night.
And at this point, I will also retire for the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 0800 in the morning. The roosters are crying. And the sun is rising.
Why are they crying?
And I ain't getting out of bed.
Are they crying because their owners have to sell them because they don't have any money left?
Exactly. They're like, we ain't gonna be no chicken nuggets. By the way, does anybody have linguistic in animal?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is
So
that
nobody
a-
knows
does
what they're
handle
screaming.
animal? No. Does anybody have handle animal trained?
I do.
No,
it
I don't
needs-
think so.
It needs to be a language.
I do.
You can speak animal.
He doesn't
Um,
have that. You can handle animals, but you can't speak their language.
I can handle animals, and I'm really good at it.
But you cannot speak with animals.
I do have linguistics. No, I don't.
Yeah, but
It is untrained, but you don't have the language speak to animals.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How do
Speaking
I learn
of-
that?
I was gonna say, speaking of,
Uh,
would I technically it's not a class trait, but I was gonna say since I'm technically from another plane, could I kind of classify knowledge of planes as a class trait?
yes.
Or is that I was gonna say, do I not quite know enough to be
I'm gonna say you don't know
classic?
enough because to you
Okay.
it's more like this world, where
And
that was
the other-
normal. This world for you is like strange. People do things a weird
strange
way.
and fun where I can twist people and make money off of gambling?
Exactly. So you don't really have the book knowledge of planes to get the trait.
That's fair.
It's more like you have street knowledge. You don't have book knowledge.
Well, as we were saying, I'm the poor one of the group, right?
But you were.
Not anymore.
As this goes to show you, you can do very, very well with poker and charisma.
Which is why I have decided to be a gambler with charisma and a bluff ability.
Congratulations. It'll only get stronger during time.
I know. I'm only going to
time-
get better at it.
The time is 0800. What are your actions? How do you proceed?
I'm still in bed. I ignored the animal making noise.
How much was the porridge?
I'm downstairs eating one of my rations.
Porridge was a gold.
I'm eating one of my meat, though.
Okay, remove it from your inventory, please.
I shall go. The bar is like open again, right?
Yes.
I shall go and purchase another porridge to feed myself. How long is a porridge good for?
I would
Like,
assume that
how much of a day's food is that?
We're just gonna say half a day. I'm not really gonna get into specifics of when you guys are starving to death unless you have eaten for a day.
Okay, I'll purchase another porridge.
I was
I'm
assuming
gonna-
my meat rations was all day. Like
Uh-huh.
if I eat that, I'm good for the day.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to ignore the creaking and the movement of people until about 9 before I rumble down to decide to get
He has
breakfast.
a headache.
Because I'm not feeling too hot from the night before.
I'm going to be waiting impatiently in the lobby until Casey stumbles down the stairs.
I'm just gonna sit at the bar looking annoyed for an hour.
It is now 9 o'clock.
Casey
Double
stumbles down the
down.
stairs, and I'm gonna approach him. Where have you been? We need
I'm
to
gonna
get
roll
moving.
my eyes and just continue walking to the bar to get food.
Food. Get food.
I haven't eaten. I had a little too much fun
I
last night.
approach the
Well, I wouldn't-
bartender and I ask if there's a bridge to the north that'll allow us to cross the river.
Wait, how
There
do you-
is. You should be able to see it from here if you poke your head out the door. It's not a very small bridge, or it's not a very large bridge, and consequently a small river. So
I tell Casey and Gub to hurry up, finish eating, and I step outside to wait for them.
I'm already done eating, so I join him outside.
I'm going to empty one of my water flasks and ask to fill it with something
Ah,
cheap from the bar.
you want something cheap, or you want another one of those drinks he had last night?
We're going cheap. I need to be able to withstand the day.
All right, 2 gold, and I'll fill it up with your usual.
2 gold it is. We're just gonna say that's the same weight.
how tall are you, Casey?
I am just under
5'6",
6
I
foot.
think.
No, I'm 5'10", I believe. Or I am 5'8".
Trying to visualize our interactions.
I'm 5'8", almost
So we're
200
basically the
pounds.
Same size.
Yeah.
Oh, except you're fat. Holy cow!
I wouldn't
Well,
say
your
fat.
pouch isn't fat.
He is an alcoholic.
I'm 5'10", which is 2 inches taller than you and 124 pounds.
So you're a toothpick, is what you're telling me.
You're
I'm not fat. You're just a toothpick.
I'm
We're
not
both
tall. You're just short.
And apparently, in terms of age, we actually aren't. We don't look old, but we are in terms of human standards.
Aren't you like 120?
I'm 76. Thank you.
Okay. I'm older than
And
you.
lucky for you guys, there are no humans in the party.
Hi, I'm half
Wait.
human.
Wait, what is Sam?
He's
He's
a
a
half
half
elf.
elf. He's a half elf, half human. All right, I lumber out, find Sam outside, or I don't even remember. Varen, is that what his name
So,
is?
how does movement work in this game?
It doesn't matter. Movement doesn't
doesn't
actually
matter
matter
outside of
until combat.
All right. So I motion them over, and we set out on our quest. We cross the bridge and head north, and then west.
I was gonna say
towards-
before we leave town, I wanted to glance around to see if I could see anybody that would potentially have any animals that would be useful to take along. I don't know. Is that perception check? I don't know
Yes,
what
sir.
that would be. Just before we head out, to see if we
Does
could have
getting
anything that'll.
horses do any of us any good? None of us can handle animals.
Sam can.
Well, I can.
Okay.
You peek around and you see nothing of immediate use, such as a horse. However, there are a few cows laying around.
We don't need any cattle. I'll just continue on.
I
Okay.
want to be evil so badly.
I consult with Gub with the map and decide that heading north and then to the ocean and then northwest alongside it would be the best path to Slaithway.
Very
I'm
well.
game.
Let's do it.
I'm game. Let's go. I'm cool with that.
Following the blue line.
Follow the blue
That I
line.
so lovely drew on the map. I don't even know if that's where the bridge is. I just guessed.
I'm
Yeah.
considering that little hump as the bridge.
It's like a wiring diagram.
And we go to here.
That's like that's like 7 days journey, right? 5 days.
That's quite a ways. I think we should only do like a day at a time.
Okay.
You only want to do a day at a time?
I
How
mean,
far
unless
does
you
a
take
day
it.
get us?
Okay, that depends. Are you? Does anything of any interest happen along the way?
Not yet.
Not yet. How far are we? And not yet happens.
Take off 5 days of rations.
5 days rations.
Oops, that's skills. Rations. Consumables. I'm down to trace.
I'm gonna go to consumables down to 5. And then
I still have 4
they
pieces
were.
of rotting meat.
Oh yeah, there's water flasks. I have only 3 water flasks. I have 1 alcohol flask now. I gotta add that real quick. We're gonna say weak alcohol flask.
Can we assume that I refill my water, or am I like out of water?
It depends on, did you refill them before you left? Or are you asking along the way?
The river is
Along the
fresh
way.
water, right?
The river that you left was fresh water. There have been no rivers since.
Um,
All right, so I have no water.
ocean is salt water, right?
Correct.
So, okay, give me 1 second.
So 5 days, that'd be half a day, 2, and then 1/2.
Okay, so I would, before we have left, I assume that I would have filled up my flasks in the river, all 3 of them, and then exhausted all of them. I also have the ability to once per day refill at least one of them.
Okay.
Because I can spontaneously create water. So can we just say that I have 3 empty flasks still?
Yes.
Paladin. Okay.
I have 3 empty flasks.
Actually,
and I'm thirsty.
can we say that I have 2 flasks of water?
What's the third one full of?
Empty. Because that'll be the one that I drank today. So,
So
like,
this
before
entire-
we leave, I
So you filled up all
3
your
in the river.
flasks, and every day you've refilled your water.
How
that
much
you
are flasks each? 2.5 full?
They're 2.5 full.
Am I dead already?
So I fill up all 3. You dead already? What?
Did I
So I
just
fill up all
die?
3 in the river before we leave, and then as we go, I drink 1. But then once
Refill
per
it.
day, I can use my magic to refill it.
Okay.
How much water
you-
does he refill?
So you have 2 full flasks at the moment.
Like, is this guy like a fire hose, or is it only a couple drops?
Oh, what just happened?
Because I might need to borrow some.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Cause what?
So Sam, how many flasks of water did you have?
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
Alright. So I had 3 flasks. We're gonna assume I'm not an idiot and walked off into the forest without filling them up. But I only have 3 flasks, and we've been traveling for 5 days. So that means I'm on.
That means you have a half a flask left. That's all.
Well, I drink a flask a day, so that means I'm on day 2 of like dehydration.
How long can you go without water? 3 days?
Now you
3
can
days.
go like 5 days, I thought.
Okay.
No, you can go 3. It's the 3 rules. 3 seconds without
What?
3 minutes without air. 3 hours without shelter. 3 days without
3 days.
water. 3 weeks without food. 3 months without social interaction.
Is it only 3 months?
I believe after 3 months of not meeting, seeing, or talking to anybody, psychosis starts to begin.
They might need to rewrite the book on that, but okay.
That is.
Austin's like, what? I'm beating that.
That's bull. Okay, so you guys need
interact with your
figure out-
coworkers, so.
so you guys need to figure out how Sam's gonna survive.
Well, I'm
Well, I
technically
mean-
still surviving.
I'm out of liquids, but not
You have
totally out of.
you have a day's journey to the next river.
Can we split the water?
I don't have any water left. I'm
Hey-
actually
hey,
out of
Gub,
alcohol
look.
too. But
Can you use some of your magic power and give me a little water?
How much gold you got?
Oh my god!
thought you were supposed to be a
I'm
good
traveling
guy.
with two evil people.
I'm neutral good.
well, I mean, you're still good. But
I need a half a flask.
I'd like to go into the forest and try and search around for something that
For a
would.
water spring? Yeah, I like that idea.
Well, that
Alright,
wasn't
so in my
necessarily a water spring, just
desperation of thirst
something.
and idiocy, I'm with the plan of going into the forest a little bit and looking for some water.
Can I roll intelligence to know how to boil water?
Sure.
Do I know how to boil water?
You cannot boil water at this time.
What?
Can't he do the fire spell?
He doesn't have anything to boil.
I don't have a fire spell.
Oh.
I
was saying, like, I could purify salt water for you.
But you can't. Not because you're not intelligent enough, but because you can't.
We're next to a forest.
Alright,
Yes.
so I guess we're just gonna head into the forest.
I would
I'm
like
gonna run
a
in I'm gonna roll perception.
Yes.
Because I'm actually intelligent,
the
and I
way-
probably should see if we.
I edited descriptions. Oops.
All right,
Please drink responsibly.
I rolled a perception. I got
You
7.
failed to find anything.
Being called.
Uh,
Yeah, what's up?
I was gonna say I'm gonna look to see if I find anything of use, whether it be food,
Perception.
shelter, water, something along those lines.
I would also like to see if I can see anything.
Perception checks around the house.
That one. We are all blind as bats.
All right. So
I rolled a 13.
my mom needs she just stepped on a needle. She wants me to vacuum the carpets. So
I have a healing spell I can use on her.
yeah. So I pass out. But no, I'm only on
You're gonna-
day 2, so I'm just thirsty.
Can I toss his body in the ocean until he wakes up?
Anyways, I'll be back. It'll just be like 10 minutes.
What are the rules about dragging people?
So instead of I assume we haven't gone super far into the forest since we just kind of looked in our immediate area here.
Yeah, you don't find
I-
anything of immediate use to
So,
curtail your thirst, and you are at least a day's trip from the next freshwater river, according to your map.
so I have a dragon push of 500. I'm pretty sure Sam's not that fat. How much would it slow us down for me to just drag his limp body?
Might make it in a day and a half.
Let's see. I had 3 days worth, so I'm 2 days without liquids.
If you guys start walking, you can make it to the river before you start dying of dehydration.
I still have plenty of water.
Of course you do, Mr. Magic Man.
I'm down for that. I explained that, hey, look, I'm out of liquids here. I gotta get some fluids, so I'm willing to move on.
Yeah, I'm
And-
going to continue my pattern of essentially at the end of every day, I have drank in a flask, but I still have 2 full. Because every day I refill the one I drank. So, yeah.
Very well. It is now the next day, and we are at the river.
So, wait, how many days have actually passed? Because you had us
6
take 5
days.
days of rations. Okay, so
6
we are
days have
actually at
passed.
6 days.
Yep.
So we need to take another day. of
Another
rations.
ration. Is Sam actually passed out?
Yes.
Then
I
he
don't
can
know.
Which is really weird that he decided that of his own will.
I'm just gonna pass out, guys. Hold on. Give me a minute here.
Can you mark
Alright.
that under his
Bring out your
conditions?
dead.
All right, so I'll take away one more meat
let's
ration.
see.
I'm not dead yet. Yes, you are.
And I refill my water flasks. Oh yeah, I have them marked as a half flask, so it's easier to track. Rather than full flasks, because one flask is 1 day, so half a day I can take down one instead of, yeah.
I'm just drinking all my water at one time.
I just assume that since
So
Austin
that's
said
my
one
argument.
flask is essentially a half day of water, if we happen to get a half day, I put
Did
down
I-
that I have 6 half flasks.
Oh, did I say it was a half day? Because a whole
Yeah.
flask? Okay.
Pretty sure a flask is a full day, isn't it?
No, I
Oh,
think
man.
what I was thinking of is a flask is 5 cups of water. Which, if you're supposed to drink 10 a day, makes sense because that would be 2.
Oh, I understood it as one flask
Is
was
5
essentially a-
cups of water. And if you're supposed to drink 10 a day, then 1 flask is half a day of water.
Oh, then I have the wrong thing down.
How
I
have you
wrote
been
down-
marking it?
I had marked down that I had. Oh no, maybe I had marked it right.
So for simplicity's sake, do we want to just say 1 flask 1 day?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, because that's the way that
puts
rations
the
are
one
working
ration one
too.
day.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
It's a big flask.
I'm not gonna put a description for my. Okay, so there we go. All right, so I refill my liquid and get my water intake that I had been missing, even though I don't know, being from another realm, how my actual water works, considering I'm not human. I assume it's the same, but I don't actually know.
Yep.
So we're at the river now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I am not going to waste my spell for the day and refill my empty flask.
All right.
Now,
And
is there a bridge nearby that we can cross this one?
there is not.
Okay. Well, I say we continue south to Lairboast, unless we'd like to stop and look around for something. I'm assuming it's another rough day of
How
travel.
wide is the river?
400 feet.
Too wide.
I know what you're thinking.
Is there any civilization on this side of the river?
There is no civilization on either side of the river.
Oh.
Not where we're currently at least
How-
according to
how
the
far
map.
is it to Lairboast?
It's
And
about,
I would
about
assume about a
a day and a half,
day
2 days.
trip.
God damn it.
But this has the added bonus that you can follow the river and replenish your water supply the entire way.
Yeah, but I have to eat. I can spontaneously make water, not food. I need to get an animal
No.
companion.
Don't get any ideas of trying to eat me. That won't go over well.
Don't worry, I don't like the taste of rats. Oh wait, you're not a rat folk. Never mind. I take that back.
I'm not rat folk.
I take that
Jeez.
back.
You're in your eyes. I'm essentially a hell spot. I mean, come on.
Yeah, those taste pretty bad too.
All right. Well, I'm down for following the river until we get to Lairboast.
Do we have to drag the idiot all the way, or can we just splash some water on his face and like?
I'm gonna say that he's awake and participating. We're just gonna. Yeah,
He's kind of like a zombie for the next day or so.
yeah, he's recovering from his dehydration. Right. Gentlemen,
So we detract one more ration.
gentlemen,
Yeah.
roll perception check.
I don't wanna. I have to get to the.
But Sam's not here.
Well, I didn't roll very one.
Boom.
You look upon the ground and find some tracks that belong to humanoids that appear to be heavyset in their step.
Are they wearing boots?
Yes,
Okay.
appears to be heavy boots.
Now, heavy as in, I
Armor.
guess, it would be, I was going to say, as an armor or as in their
You
big
don't see
things?
anything.
Armored
that-
boots.
That's what I was originally going to say. I was like, I don't see shit.
anything. Sam,
I'm not paying attention.
Sam,
Yeah, hey,
Not
I
here.
figured out what I'm gonna do.
Roll a perception check. You're already awake.
You're
Listen,
awake. You're fully.
I was gonna
You're
drink my
fully
own
hydrated.
pee.
No. You're fully hydrated and ready to
Roll a
go. We made
perception
it.
check.
Oh, perception check.
Yes.
Is there any way I can do it without having to go to my skills?
You can probably type.
I think you can do like perception / perception.
Maybe.
I got 11.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Okay, so I am going to
Do with that
stop
information
both
what you
of
will.
The idiots that keep walking and point out the giant boot prints. I mean, not giant, but
They're not very obvious, but once you start to look at it, you can see very clearly.
so I am going to point them out to my companions, slightly begrudgingly.
How did I become hydrated?
They
We
made
got
the
to the river.
I drug you for a day and a half.
You're-
Oh my gosh. How?
I have a drag weight of 500.
Really? I'm not
So
that heavy.
I look at
know.
these boots and I say, "Who the fuck cares? What is this?"
Which
we're going to
direction-
Lermost.
Okay, question time.
Yes.
Which direction are the boots tracks headed in?
Both directions, it appeared that they had been circling almost as if they were scouting out the area and retreated back into the woods.
Do I have any way of telling how fresh they are?
They appear to be a few days old, meaning like 2 or 3.
Okay, so they don't have a particular direction that they seem to make off in?
They seem to go to and from the woods.
To and from the woods.
Wouldn't
I
it be
had
from
another
the wood?
question.
Someone's
Oh,
been
can
in
I
chat
Tell
mocking
it all
us.
about how many people made the tracks.
No.
Okay. So all I can see is there's a bunch of tracks about 2 to 3 days old going in and out of the woods.
Yes.
And they like,
Humanoid.
yeah, but I can't really tell anything about what they were looking. They were just like looking around.
Yeah, you can't really tell.
Like I said, I look at them, I ask why these guys even care, and I offer to continue going. But that's my opinion, mainly because I don't give a fuck. But I don't know. Sam's can make a choice on this, but
You need to explain what's going on. So you dragged me to the
So-
river.
he's still
okay.
2 days behind. What's going on
So
now?
here's the deal. You passed out in the woods trying to find water. So I drug you for a day and a half until we got to the river. We force-fed you water, held you underwater for a couple minutes until you came sputtering back to life. You walked like a zombie for another day. And now, here we are, halfway between the ocean and Lowermost, and we're looking at tracks that I am the only person smart enough to see.
But I have an intelligence of 16, so.
But
Perception.
your perception didn't catch this.
Oh,
So
okay.
you weren't
So
paying,
obviously I'm dehydrated.
it's not a lack of intelligence, it's a lack of paying
Yeah,
attention.
I used the wrong words
Okay.
there, sorry. I'm the only
The fact
person
that-
perceptive enough to see them.
He was the one paying attention to what he was walking. We were just walking. We didn't give a shit. And I still don't give a shit.
You
But-
really didn't. You were like trying to remember which bars are in Lowermost.
Yeah, I was probably thinking about who I could scam in Lermost this time. But anyway, once Gub has brought this to our attention, Sam, we are deciding what we want to do. As I've said, I don't give a shit and decide that I want to continue to Lermost. However, I'm willing to continue to pursue this, have I be persuaded to do so.
Yeah, I say follow the tracks.
I mean,
I mean, I'm still a little dazed, so.
That's what worries me.
Wait, did
have a
Austin
date.
announce these tracks, or did we just happen to find them?
Austin had us roll a perception check while we were walking, and then explained what we were perceiving, if any of us saw it,
Which one
Oh.
of us did?
which Gub did. If
Wait,
no one
which
rolled
direction
anything, he
do
wouldn't
these
have said
tracks
anything.
lead?
They lead in and out of the forest. They are heavy, as if the people are wearing like armor or lots of gear. They are humanoid. They are boots.
I
They-
do not
they-
think we should follow these tracks.
I third that. Let's keep on going to Loremost.
Wait, I have a question though. If perhaps we do kill someone, do we get their gear?
Yeah, we can get whatever we want. If we kill something or find something, if you wanted the stick that was beneath our feet right now, you could take it.
Okay.
I mean, if you wanted to try and jump in the river and catch a fish, you could sure try it.
So we don't have armor or anything, so I say we just keep moving on our path and don't follow the tracks.
I mean, that's what I wanted to do, but
I voted. just
It's a
keep
2
moving.
versus 3, so we're going.
I
or-
came here to go to Slaithwaite. I did not come here to play hide and seek with somebody in the woods.
Yeah. We are on a mission for a mission. We aren't going to get sidetracked.
We're on a mission for a mission. A mission.
we already
of a-
have a mission. We just got to figure out what it is. Anyway, it sounds like we are proceeding to
Also, the
Lerbos.
stealthiest amongst us is refusing to do anything. So I'm not going to try my hand trying to sneak around the
I
woods.
just don't give a shit. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's not that I refuse to do it. I just don't care to do
I
it.
mean, not like I expect anything more from you, but
Anyway, Austin, it sounds like we continued into Lerbos. If
You arrive on the outskirts of Larebost. It is to your east. You are standing on the western bank. There is a small bridge across from where you are into Larebost.
so, do I know the layout of Lerbos, considering I've been here, or do I not remember it, considering how
You
drunk I may
can
have been?
remember a couple streets.
locations of
How
bars.
drunk I may have been showing up.
There's a certain scent across some of the alleyways that you're like, oh, it's this direction.
This way, I feel like this is the right way.
Beyond that, nothing else.
Well, since I would assume know where the bar is, I recommend we go to the bar, find out if we can figure out how to get to where we need to go, or find someone that would be able to give us information. Not
can't
to drink,
wait.
I swear.
I can't wait until we dodge every single chance to get experience up until the final boss.
We just dodge our way through.
Yeah, and then the final boss just one shots us all because we don't have anything.
Hey, it might happen. Or we could just totally roll a 20 and...
One shot it?
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen, but
All right,
Okay.
so how does Loremost look?
Larebost is a very large-sized town compared to Riverside that you were at before. You can think of any standard, medieval town that you're used to looking at. Dirt roads, carts, horses in the streets. Most buildings are 2 to 3 stories high and kind of start to ominously cover the roadway the higher up they go. There is one rather large house up on a hillside further to the east. Beyond that, there's kind of a mix of laborers and more kind of middle-class merchants and craft folk of some sort, whether it be metalworking, woodworking, that kind of thing.
So it's still fairly middle lower class.
Trending more towards middle, but the about 60-40 split between middle and lower class.
Anything in the way of like scholars to be found anywhere in the city that I can tell?
There doesn't seem to be an obvious library of any sorts, but if you ask around, you might be able to find somebody who has a private collection, might be a learned.
What time of day is it?
It's getting to afternoon, so about 4 in the afternoon.
Okay, I'm gonna ask around, see if there's anything in the way of like colleges, universities, libraries, people with like private collections they might be willing to lend out temporary use of stuff like that.
All right.
Before we split up, do we want to have a meeting ground at a certain point? Do we want to?
Let's meet back at the bridge.
Do we want to meet at the bridge? Do we want to meet at the bar? Do we want to meet at a certain building that's within town here, and then go about and see what we can find for business? Find about.
I would
details?
recommend we meet at a bar because I feel like one of us has about an hour and a half until he's too drunk to go anywhere else.
I haven't been in the bar, so I don't know about
Do we all
that.
know where the bar is at this point now?
I assume I know where the bar is. I don't know about you two, but I can find the bar.
The bar is.
That's my favorite place. I know where the watering hole is. Come on now. What kind of person do you think I am? Not even a person. Alright. I assume we're meeting at the bar once we go about our business, which if that's the case,
Okay.
I'm gonna go into the back alleys and talk to some hobos and stuff and see what I can find out.
Okay, what bar?
I need to head to the bar because I need a drink, and I
Is
need
there
to
more than
refill
one
my
bar?
flasks.
You need a drink.
Is there more than one bar in this place, Austin, or just one?
There is only one bar. It is a rather large area. Think of the same sort of layout as you were used to in Riverside, only about 3 times the size. So they have about 50 tables and about 10 to 10 rooms available on the upper floor.
Okay.
All right, so
So,
I
with that-
stumble
with
around
that
town and enter the
noted,
bar
okay.
and go up to the bartender and ask if he knows where I can fill up my flasks. For water.
If you're just looking for some water there, friend,
Yes.
then I can fill them up for you. It's going to cost you a gold piece per flask.
Yeah, at this point I don't care. So yes.
All right, so how many flasks do you have, and take out that much gold?
3 flasks.
So you take out 3 gold pieces.
Man, I'm running dry.
Let me know when he's paid for it.
I've paid for it.
Sam, there's a freaking freshwater river.
Oh my gosh! Well, this is crystal clear water. I ain't getting poisoned or anything.
According to who?
Oh my goodness! I'm not gonna even last to the. I'm gonna be poor. At least I have a sword and some meat.
It's not even a real sword.
Short
It's a
sword.
short sword.
I spent so much gold on it.
At least he paid for it.
At least he paid for it. He is one of those good individuals that actually pays for things.
I don't do that.
Let's hope my water isn't laced with LSD.
All right, Sam, are you good for now?
Yeah, I'm just going to sit at the I got my free complimentary glass. I'm gonna sit at the
Complimentary that you paid for?
bar. No, this is like, you know how you go to McDonald's, you ask for a cup and they give you a little.
Man, this ain't McDonald's. This is the Barenstein bar.
Oh my goodness.
Ah.
All right, well I'm gonna sit down at the table.
So the good one of the group is the one sitting at the bar.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna search the back alleys to see if I can find any lower, more shady individuals to speak with and find out some information about this person that we're supposed to go see.
Mr. Montgomery.
Mr. Montgomery, that's his name.
I'm going to be doing what I talked about earlier, seeing if I can find any libraries or universities or like a school with like 5 books in a library or something.
Perception check.
I'm just gonna like hotkey this.
And intelligence.
How do I? Just roll my intelligence.
Roll a d20, add your intelligence modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you happen by pure chance to run into an individual carrying a satchel with a few books and scrolls, and you can get to talking with this individual.
Before I talk with him, what is his appearance?
He seems to be a trader. He's wearing a nicely decorated silk tunic. His bag seems to be not really stuffed, but there's more than the bag would normally hold with the items that he's carrying. You kind of abruptly elbowed each other, so he's picking up the few items that fell out of his bag and apologizing for hitting you. Other than that, nothing really stands out immediately.
Okay. I do the stereotypical, oh no, I'm sorry for running into you, and begin to help him pick up his belongings.
Oh no, I'm positive it was my fault. I'm sorry. I'm in quite a bit of a rush. Well, that's not important. Please excuse me.
Wait, no. I ask him where he's off to, so quickly.
Just back to my lab of sorts. Just please excuse me.
Oh, lab, are you an alchemist?
Yes, learning to be anyway. There isn't any really formal education in this town. Are you a person of science, perhaps?
I'm an astronomer, actually.
I'm sorry then. Good
Oh,
day.
shut up. Come on.
Not a very nice person there, Gub. Jeez.
I'm sorry, that was out of character.
Was that out of character? Because you
Yes.
didn't take it that way.
That's
Yes,
like,
it was out of
hey,
character.
what did
I'm
you
gonna
go to
say
college
that. I don't
for?
want to say
Art.
these things.
Just like, all right, fine, fuck off.
Oh,
What? Did you all of a
Alchemy,
sudden become my
astronomy.
character?
two branches of the same science-ish. Kind of.
I don't agree with that. But okay.
Do you want me to roll a bluff check
can we
on
get
that?
a bullshit roll? Roll?
I rolled a 3 on my bluff. Okay.
So, yeah, nope. No recovering from that. He disappears behind an alleyway and you lose.
Man, the
I
scroll of
lose
life
it?
could have been right there.
Can I roll a perception check to follow him?
Sure.
Does anyone know how to hotkey perception checks? Because I'm getting sick of having to find it every time.
That would be amazing.
I don't know. There might be a way to do it.
21.
You managed to track him down to his house.
Oh, it's his house. Mm,
It's in the macros.
what part of town is his house in?
In the northern half.
That's very helpful. Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's like,
Describe
do you mean?
what's
Are you
around
talking-
his house. Like,
Are you talking like the income level of the neighborhood, or
Yeah, like
it's
is it-
a brick house? Seems to be in more of a newer section where some minor lords have been building estates. It's nothing very impressive, but it is better than the other houses that were in the southern and southeastern sections of the city.
so it's a residential.
Yes.
Okay. Can I make a note of which house is his so I can find it again?
Sure.
Okay. I suppose then I will just wander around the general area
All right.
and just kind of note what's around there, the different houses, stuff like that.
Okay, and Casey ran off at the inopportune time, so anything else for the two of you?
So I will, now that I'm kind of getting back to my senses and everything and rested by sitting down, I will exit the bar and I want to do a perception check.
Okay, what are you going to perceive?
I'm trying to perceive and find someone who knows
Okay.
anything about the quest we're going on.
Okay.
And by the way, guys, we can set macros for each one of our skills.
Oh, how to do that?
I'm figuring it out. So I rolled a 9.
Ow.
You were unable to find anyone
Okay.
by checking.
Is this like the horses
Visually.
earlier?
Casey,
Can you give me the layout of the town again a little bit? Anything of significance I should know other than just buildings?
no.
Oh,
Seems
is there
to
a
be more.
blacksmith in town?
Yes?
Or do I not know that from my perception?
No, you can hear the blacksmith hammering away.
All right, so I walk to
I
the
don't know.
blacksmith.
With that perception check, can he?
It's rather loud, so yeah.
With a 9, he should be able to.
I mean, that's not really a hard thing to perceive.
No.
All right, so I walk over to the blacksmith and I ask, hello, I'm new in town and I've acquired a blade from Riverside. I was wondering if I could ask, what blade it is and how sharp it is.
It's iron standard sharpness. Do you want it sharpened?
Yes, I would love to have it sharpened. How much would that cost?
20 gold.
Holy shit! I want to. All right, so I'm gonna look at him with a surprised look, and I'm going to. What was the one that we did before?
You're looking for diplomacy or
Diplomacy.
Yes, diplomacy.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I
roll
want to do
diplomacy,
something.
and I'm gonna try to convince him and say, "Hey, I've been a long journey. I'm about to go on the first quest of my life, and I need to be prepared as much as possible. I was wondering if I could just ask for a favor or a slightly lowered price.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Huh.
Oh shit!
Listen, I do this for everyone in town. They come in asking for me to sharpen their plows, and I even service the Lord Manor himself. I'm not giving discounts. That's my price.
That
If you
was
don't
a
like
hell
the
of a character.
So I'm
If you don't
asking
like
the
the
DM,
trade,
if I get
do it
my
yourself.
blade sharpened, will it increase my damage at all?
No.
So I'm spending 20
No.
gold for no reason at all.
It's a short sword. What's it gonna do?
Well, the difference between a sharp sword and a dull sword is a sharp sword cuts things.
It's a short sword. What are you gonna do with a sharp short sword?
Okay.
Can it cause bleeding, maybe?
Maybe.
All right. So I'm gonna tell him. Well, I thank you for your time, and I'm gonna walk away. Oh my goodness.
Anything
Austin,
else?
you were alluding to me. I
Yes,
think.
I was going to say that the two of you managed to make it back to the bar, being Cub and Sam, and Casey is nowhere to be found.
I'm not at the bar.
Make your way back to the bar at the end of the day,
What time is it?
nearing the end of day.
What, 10, 11?
About 11.
Okay. And I'm nowhere to be found.
But if
This
you
is-
make me go back to the bar, that totally destroys what I was gonna do.
Well, he asked if there was anything else to do.
Yeah, I was searching around, staying in the general area. I was gonna wait until Mr. Alchemist left his house again.
He's never left
I'm
his
not helping
house.
my stockbroker case, am I?
No, he hasn't left his house all day.
Okay, then I'm going to keep my note of which house is his and head back to the bar.
Okay. Sam and Gub are back in the bar, and Casey is nowhere to be found, as it is 11 o'clock at night, so... What are you going to do about it?
He can go back to his home world of hell for all I care. So I ask the
Fair enough.
bartender how much a room for the night is.
It's going to be 5 gold a night.
Is there any downside of not sleeping in a room?
getting insomnia and dying slowly of insanity.
Sam,
I guess
Sam,
I'm
you've
gonna have
already
to get
passed
a-
out from dehydration once. Don't push your luck.
So after considering my odds of the elements, I decide that getting a room also would probably be the best idea.
I mean, plumbing hasn't really been invented in houses yet, so if you sleep outside, you could get dumped on with a bucket of shit. So, if you really want to try it out, go for it.
No, I'm gonna spend 5 gold.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to do before falling asleep?
Oh yeah, I probably should eat. No. I'm going to go up in my room.
I don't need to eat.
We don't need a repeat of that dehydration incident.
Food is for the weak.
Concerned about their bodily fluids.
That was like the most eventful journey from point A to point B ever.
So, nothing else that we want to do tonight? Just double checking, going once.
Wait, no, hold on. So, I have not eaten yet today, correct?
You ate? I thought
I think I did actually.
this morning. Yeah, you guys
I
ate
have.
this morning
Yeah,
before you
okay.
entered town.
So I will purchase a room for the night, which you said is 5 gold, right?
Yes.
Hold on. 32 minus 5 is 27.
Yes. I feel like
Uh,
I'm the only one that's actually gotten a whole lot of things done right now.
What have you been doing? No,
Well,
not at all.
I can't do much.
So I want to scan the bar and see if anyone looks of interest or if they're all just middle class people.
Middle class people. The only thing of interest is a few guardsmen seem to be arresting a rowdy individual, but nothing beyond that.
Is he a tiefling?
I got caught gambling. I'm sorry.
So I do want to talk to the bartender as I make my purchase and ask him what he knows about this Montgomery fellow.
Okay. The bartender says, "Oh yeah, we know that guy. He comes into town, trades quite a bit of gold for supplies. Beyond that, he mostly keeps to himself. Kind of has a fortress or castle or something up north. Nobody's ever really traveled up there. We heard that he was looking for adventurers, though. You trying to get up on that offer?"
I'm considering it. What kind of supplies are we talking about? Just your
Well, just the normal food, water. He tries to keep looking for some interesting items like books, scrolls, things that this
Really?
kind of town doesn't carry.
Sounds like an interesting fellow.
Definitely. Those magic types are always odd.
No, he's a magic type.
Well, you'd figure he is with all the books and stuff. I mean, they love books, don't they?
Yes. Yes, they do. Shoot, hold on. I have one more question I wanted to ask. Shoot, what was it? So, what is he? Is he like a? You said he has like a. Did you say like a fortress type thing?
A fortress or a castle or something. We're not really sure what to call it. I mean,
So he's
nobody's
lord?
ever really been there except the people he's employed, so
Really?
they don't talk much.
Is he like a lord or?
You know, we're not really certain. We haven't seen him or spoken about him. The people that he employs to come get his goods don't talk much beyond what they need.
Is he human?
We believe so, yeah.
I believe so. Has anyone actually seen him?
Not any of the people that I've talked to.
Huh. Some magic type that likes to stay in his fortress. Interesting. Thank you for the information.
You're welcome.
And I will retire to my room. I will, as I retire, note the fact that a certain member of our party has not been seen for a while. And I will secretly hope to myself that it stays that way.
Very Very well. With nothing else to do, it is now 9 o'clock in the morning, and you find that Casey has made his way into the Lurbost bar.
What the heck?
Somehow,
Wow.
some way, he's arrived.
Is he
All
gone
right.
all night?
Well, I exit the bar.
So he's like what, hanging out in the bar?
Well, it's up to him at this point, but he's at least in the bar, or the bottom section of the inn.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. It was a rough night.
I asked
mean,
Casey if he
what-
found out
what-
any information on his travels
what-
about our quest ahead.
What am I talking about? I'm not sorry. It was just a fun night.
Does he have like that messed up hair that signals certain things? Probably.
Weird things happened.
You mean like Bow Chicka Bow Wow?
Yes. that one.
Bow wow.
Like
Sure.
he managed to convince somebody to give him a room for the night.
I obviously found a room for that. I don't know what you're talking about. I seem to have gotten better rest than you two.
I'm asking how.
You're asking the wrong person.
I have my ways. I have my ways.
Did you find out anything useful?
I actually found out quite a bit while you two were lumbering about doing God knows what you guys do. I have found myself some rather friendly folk to most, well, not most, to a few. I don't know if you'd consider them friendly. Neither of you would probably condone any of their ways. But I did find out about this Mr. Montgomery guy.
Did you two have a conversation behind her
What?
back? What did you find out?
He's actually a duke within this place. He has created his own town, so that we're not going to a tower per se. We're going more towards a town that this guy runs. May have a large tower in it, but it's not just a tower. He's kind of just the duke of this town. I haven't found out what exactly he wants, what he needs us for, any of those such, other than he is actually of high importance and very wealthy, I would assume, being a duke and all. But beyond that, I haven't found out too much more.
I picked up the wealthy part from the people I talked to. Sounds like he might be some sort of wizard or sorcerer.
I'm down.
Has a tendency to collect books.
There's an asshole blacksmith in town. That's all I learned.
No, nobody has actually seen him.
So, Austin, and the people I've talked to, have any of the people I've talked to seen him?
Yes, but they weren't forthcoming with detail.
Okay.
Somebody didn't roll high enough on charisma.
If I could roll, I probably would have rolled this time, but rolling wouldn't have made much sense. Unless you want me to roll now, Austin, to see what I would have found out or would not have found out.
Nah, I mean, they wouldn't have really told you much because there's not much to it, so.
That's fair.
They were content talking about other things if they were able to talk.
Well, these are people of certain dispositions, so.
Yeah.
I have a way with people that you guys may or may not have. Let's just say the people I talk to wouldn't consider talking to either of you willingly.
What was that, Austin?
What? Nothing? Anyway, so would you like to continue your journey to the north or hang around the town?
I would like to try and stock up on some supplies
Yeah,
before we continue on. Just given we have used, 6 days rations now?
Yes.
How long is it to the next town, do we think?
Given, it's probably, a day?
Well,
I have
there's
plenty of
actually
supplies.
there's kind of a pseudo road that's been built between the two towns with all the trade that the Lord of Slaithwaite has created. So there seems to be a really clear-cut pathway that you could get through faster than normal. So if you're really wanting to be slow and take your time, it could take you a day. Otherwise, if you try to make your way there, you could probably get there by mid-afternoon.
Well, first off, I would like to look around town to see if there's any shops other than this blacksmith our nice fighter here apparently had the run-in with. To see if there are anything we could resupply ourselves either with more food rations, things that would help us in terms of combat or such.
Sure.
Is there a market?
Food market or just...
I will start at the food market.
All right, there is a food market in the center of town. There are some stall vendors in the middle, and some what do you call it? Building vendors, just store vendors, I guess. That they're built into stores versus in stalls.
Okay. Does it look like anyone is selling anything in the way of the exact same rations that we have been using? Or equivalent, that I can just add numbers?
Yes.
I'm lazy. Are we talking like there's one person selling it or there's a lot?
There's a couple, but they all seem to have the same price for the same ration bundles.
The only farmers market. So same price. What price is it?
They're going to be 3 gold per ration.
Is that cheap?
Is there any place that sells? Well, first off, there's a place that I would assume there's a place I could potentially sell my dagger to. And then also, is there a place that has seemingly to sell magic-based things, whether it be scrolls, books, that kind of thing, like an actual like store to sell or trinkets?
There
that kind
doesn't
of thing?
appear to be a store to sell any of that, no.
Okay.
Trust me, I've tried. Well, you were off doing God knows what. Okay.
Oh well.
It's probably insulting to you. Well, you were off doing Satan knows what.
Satan knows what.
How dare you talk about my father?
Well,
So I'm gonna buy some rations. How many days did we say it was to Slaithwaite? 1 day?
It's about a day.
day.
If you go slow, it's about a day.
Okay, so I'm gonna buy 3 more rations.
So that's 9 gold.
9 gold. Okay, down to 18.
9.
so how about
And then
weapon shop?
I am going to make my way up and over to where there may be a weapons shop.
There is a single blacksmith in town that you can hear hammering away.
Yeah,
What a-
I give a
what a
middle
name.
finger to the blacksmith as he walks by. Won't sharpen my dull sword.
Can I walk into his shop?
Yes.
I will.
I'm gonna
stride-
accompany him to the shop.
I'm going to.
Welcome. What can I do for you?
And say good evening. It's morning, isn't it?
Morning.
Good morning, kind sir. I have heard excellent things about your wares. What do you have for sale?
This is a blacksmithy. I don't take kind of bullshit or those silver tongue words. We sell things that I make. What can I do for you?
Shit. Never mind.
You rolled a 1 for bluffing? I can't even roll that low. I literally cannot roll that low. It's
So
impossible.
Gov has just fumbled a bluff.
I was trying to kind of sweep up him as a joke,
Your joke backfired, and he actually gets offended at the joke you tried to make.
I am going to turn around and walk out.
I'm
and
telling
see
you,
if
this
there's
blacksmith
anyone
is
else in
savage.
town that will sell armor. Is there anyone else in town that sells armor?
I'm not even gonna bother apologizing for Gub's character. I'm literally just gonna laugh at his failure, and then continue to ask the blacksmith if he would like, or if if he purchases items or if he is just willing, or I guess, would he do an appraisal?
Sure.
Maybe
I can
have
see
him.
what.
I was gonna say maybe have him appraise the dagger I have.
Yep, I can see what you got.
You're getting him to appraise it.
So I hand him the dagger and allow him to appraise it.
Standard iron dagger, standard weight, fair sharpness. Yeah, not too bad of a job. What'd you pay for it?
I actually got it rather cheap from. What was it?
No, you're supposed to say
Riverside?
it's expensive.
So, just for the people watching the stream, I think this happened before we started streaming. So,
It did happen.
our character Varen, our fighter,
Yes.
was convincing this poor man in Riverside who was selling us thing or starting supplies. He was convincing him that his meat was too expensive because it was already on the verge of spoiling, and he told some sob story about how his family was killed by spoiled meat and now he's all alone, yada yada yada. And while his back is turned, the
I stole a
demon
dagger.
spawn over here managed to snatch a dagger.
I stole it.
Yeah.
So,
I also rolled
very
a 20, so I basically got my dagger for half price.
Well, see, I would tell this blacksmith that it would be expensive, out of character right now. However, given the fact that he has already been apparently an asshole to Sam's character, and he doesn't take to somebody trying to lie to him by Gub's character, I am not going to
exactly lying. It was
well, trying to swoon or whatever you were actually trying to do with it.
And failed
He
horrifically.
didn't take a too much liking to this. Being a person of a very high charismatic ability, I just talked to the guy and explained to him that I got it for a fairly cheaper price than I probably should have.
Oh, wait, you never even bought it. What am I thinking?
Exactly. I didn't buy
Exactly.
this thing.
So you're gonna
Anyways,
As
back-
the person in chat said, 5-finger discount.
Yeah, I got the 5-finger discount.
get...
Yeah. So, as I was going to explain in character to this blacksmith, I was going to say I paid a fairly cheaper price of about 35 gold pieces for it.
It's not too bad. I'd probably sell this myself for about 45. I mean, it's not a bad piece of work, but whoever the smith was could have done better.
Fair point. I can understand that. I appreciate the honesty on the value of it, and I'm happy to have been informed of my bargain that I have given.
My pleasure. Now, I would always recommend steel over iron, just throwing that out there, though it could be
Hold
out of
on a
some people's
second.
price range.
This is a
That's-
medieval city, and you're telling me that they have the technology to make steel?
Yes,
Steel, you only blow air, so if you have a large
they
enough...
don't make very large numbers of it, but they can still make it.
It can be made, and that's why it's expensive, is because it takes a long time to make it compared to iron. Since we're on the topic, do you have anything of interest that, or anything that you have made personally that I could take a peek at?
Well, unless you're into heavy armors, I'm not too fond of making leathers, so I'd probably wager not, unless you'd like a sturdier dagger than what you got.
Well, probably not. You're definitely right. I'm not a huge heavy armor kind of guy. I tend to stay light on my feet. So, but
I gotcha.
I thank you for the pleasure.
Yep, my pleasure.
So I continue on. Down at this market, I would like to go look to see if they have anything maybe a little bit higher quality than the rations that we have.
There's a couple
Higher.
vendors selling things like salted meats rather than just ordinary rations.
Oh, I wonder why he's looking for the expensive stuff.
Because he has all the money in the world.
Well, not all of them.
No, that's not why. Looking for resale value.
Oh my gosh. I swear, good characters die first.
Well, I just have fun with this character, you know. So what are these salted meats going for? And then is it still roughly a day's worth? And then
Yeah.
I don't know if we have any I assume we don't really have any bonuses by getting to eat them over
Casey, I
standard
need
rations.
something for me. I need you to
What's
get
up?
your stealth and sleight of hand up high enough that you can do like the classic like Fallout Skyrim thing where you steal stuff from people and then immediately sell it back to them.
I mean, given my bluff ability, I might be able to do it right now. However, like the dagger I took earlier, if I just took it off the table and then be like, "Hey, you want to buy this?" That probably wouldn't have gone over so well.
It's like marked with his initials.
Yeah, he would have looked at it like, "That looks oddly familiar. Where did you get that?"
Yeah, but you can't like really tell with me.
See, but then if you would roll a natural 20 on your bluff check and just like,
Yeah, they just goes for it.
I really like this Lord. I don't know how to pronounce that last word, but this guy knows
Oh.
what's up.
Like Glaral?
We only sell the finest kale of the land.
So after I awkwardly turn around and walk out of the blacksmith shop, I set off because I want to find somewhere that sells lighter armor. Is there anywhere like that around? Like
There is a
tailor,
shop
maybe?
that will sell reinforced tunics, but nothing such as reinforced leathers.
What kind of?
Tailor? You looking for a tailor?
Yeah, someone like a leather worker, or like someone to sell like chainmail, maybe. But I prefer leather.
The chainmail would be the blacksmith, but leathers you can
Not
check
going
with.
back there.
You can check with the salesman that works with the horses, since he has to make things like belts, straps, saddles, leather made material.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna head off in that direction. I don't see a problem with that, dude.
We're gonna call this Loot Cave.
Loot cave.
We don't even know there was loot there. All we know is that there was someone with probably a lot more armor than us.
So I'm gonna go purchase another. Let's see. I gotta look to see what I got for rations and such. Because I don't remember. I think it should be 4
I have
consumables. My rations didn't save on. Oh, they moved. Weird. It's because I resized my screen and everything moved. Okay. I'm gonna go buy another 6 rations.
All right, those are 3 gold apiece.
So 18 there.
this
So that
town we're
brings
heading
me...
to. Is it quite large or is it very small?
You don't know.
We
don't know.
Didn't. Yeah, I didn't gather the information of how large the town was, other than the guy we are looking for is the duke of a town he created, rather than a tower, just like a freestanding tower of such.
Okay. Well, I'm ready for the trip, so whenever you guys are ready.
So
I'm looking for other armor still.
I'm trying to do quick maths to make sure I do this right.
So,
170.
Casey does his math. Mr. DM. Do I find any leather worker type
Yep,
people?
so you can find the leather worker next to the horse stalls, since he has to make everything for saddles, belts, straps, etc., etc.
Okay, so I would like to strike up a conversation with him. Hello, good sir.
Good morning. Something I can do for you?
You wouldn't happen to sell any leather type armor, would you?
Armor. I can't say that's something that I make very often, if anymore. How quickly are you gonna need some, and what kind of a set are you looking for?
Oh. Well. Sorry, hold on. Using my words wisely. I've learned from past mistakes. Okay. Oh, just a leather what would you call like a leather shirt? Like it wouldn't be a tunic at that point, would it?
Yes. There's a yes on the map. Why is there a yes on the map?
Because someone said we are here.
I was trying to make it easier for chat where we are and what we're doing.
What would you call like a leather shirt type thing?
I guess a tunic, or
Okay.
because you're not looking for like a
I'm not really looking for like a full set necessarily.
yeah,
So I
looking
say
for like a leather. Well,
I suppose like a leather tunic or
Yeah.
maybe a buckler would do, but I'd need it unfortunately rather quickly. I have a companion who is quite adept at getting into trouble, so I feel
Well,
that.
I'm afraid I don't have anything like that on hand, but I can definitely make one for you. Though it would take me probably 2 days to make it.
Hmm. And how much would you charge for, say, the leather tunic?
Time and materials. So you're not very large, so probably around 150 gold.
Let's see. And what about a buckler?
Buckler, that's the shield around the wrist, right?
Yes. Was that an in character or out
No,
of
that's
character?
out of character. So that's the little
Yes.
shield around.
Yeah.
Well, I could probably fashion one of those out of an old saddle that I have. So that might take me at least half a day.
How much would you charge for that one?
That one, since the material's not going to be very much, maybe 75.
Hmm. All right. Well, unfortunately, since I am short on time, I will probably inquire on your skills next time I am through here in a few days.
Very well, not a problem. Sorry I couldn't help you.
Quite all right.
Is there anything I can start working on for you for when you return, perhaps?
Yeah. I could use the buckler. I'll be gone for a few days, so I don't blame you if you don't start on it immediately. But
Very well. I'll start working on one when I have a moment then.
thank you very much.
Not a problem.
And then I shall depart back and try and find my companions.
So what time of day is it given all these exchanges?
All of these exchanges end up finishing around 10 a.m.
Okay.
Cool. So we can
Is-
move on to our next journey.
Yes.
Well, I was gonna. So I guess never mind it. I was gonna say there's probably nowhere that would sell like actual like potion flasks and things like that because we're in a place. Would I have been able to find any of that out in my journeys the night before on possible places to have purchased?
Asking the night before tells you that not so far up north, but you'll definitely find some more down south.
Okay.
Are there any cleric spells that are like a seed thought type deal?
I haven't a clue.
You might have some at real higher levels. I don't know.
I think there's a fairly low level,
There might be.
but I think I have
You
to be like.
You trying to read my mind here, Gub?
No. Austin,
Yes?
how bad can I get before you knock me down to a chaotic? Or just out of the good category?
Depends on your actions that you take.
The actions that I take?
Yes.
I think I'll be fine then.
Gub's gonna secretly kill me. Chat.
No.
Gub's gonna kill me. I'm not gonna live
No.
very long.
This time you get to live until I have you do something for me.
Oh, so you're gonna try and mind control me? Yeah.
No, I'm trying to see the thought.
Trying to get into my deep thoughts. That's probably not a good place to go into it. Drunk tea.
I don't care.
A drunk tiefling is probably not going to have the most interesting thoughts to look
I
at.
couldn't care less about what goes on in that stupid little horned head of yours. I just want to use your abilities one time before I get rid of you. For those who are not entirely aware, Chiron is a tiefling sorcerer or something, and I am an angel-blooded Asmir cleric. So I'm also a neutral good, and he's a chaotic evil.
I'm not a nice guy.
So
I'm a very nice guy.
in general, I spend a lot of time trying to come up with different ways I can get rid of him. Because for those who don't know, Asmirs and tieflings, especially the angel-blooded Asmirs, do not like tieflings. Because basically, I'm the descendant of an angel, and he's the descendant of a demon. So a lot of my offhanded comments about that are related to that.
So,
For those who may not know.
back in character, with my talkings of the underground people, I don't know how to refer to them, the shady type, there is talk of actual shops and such down south, if we want to detour down south to possibly get some maybe more interesting goods other than basic goods here in town.
Where is this?
Further south. So out of the way. It's not in the direction we're headed. However, if we are looking to get some more interesting stuff, I don't know what kind of stuff, but we can definitely possibly take a peek. I don't know
Do
how.
clerics really not get a seed thought?
I don't know how these people may take a liking to you too. So it may not be the best option for you two, considering you are not of the shady nature.
What's our goal? Like, we need to get to the new area, but we're just trying to get more information.
We need to get to Slaithwaite. The quest hasn't even started yet. Don't forget that.
That's the quest. However, if we want to try and gear up before the quest, we can, or we can just go up and find out what the quest is. But in the travels, we may not, so on and so forth.
We're not obviously getting much information and such. So I think in order to get more information, we just need to go to the source.
So
And I'm playing in my character who is eager to go to the...
Austin, could you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
As so be it. I actually want to buy one more water flask too, by the way, just to have it.
That'll be a gold piece.
Just so I have it, because who knows when we'll run out of fluids again. Or potentially need more fluids. The quest to find the quest. I like that. That's pretty accurate, actually, in how this is going so far.
What's that?
Oh, he says we have a quest to find a quest.
Oh. Or should we track down Gub's secret? Like, should we stalk him a little bit?
We don't know about that. Gub hasn't even told us about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Man,
Gub
that's
hasn't
kinda
told
hard
us
to-
jack shit. So much for a good guy. I'm the evil one over here, and I'm sharing everything I'm
I mean,
finding
if
out.
you think about it, I've just been
Fucker.
passed out in a thing, argued with a blacksmith, and been waiting around for you guys.
Did you read my bio? You guys didn't read my bio because you can't see my bio.
I can't
Can't
see your
see
bio.
Hold on a second.
I'm gonna post my bio in chat real quick, and I just realized it's almost midnight, and I have to work at 8 a.m., so I might actually head to bed.
So maybe this is a good place for us to stop. We at least got to another town. I almost died. Thanks to Gub carrying me the entire way, I survived.
But we're so close.
Yeah, you'll have to make note of where we're at, Austin.
Ah!
Sorry.
We're so...
Austin, could you imagine if I died before I even got to your quest?
I would have laughed hysterically. I mean,
I almost
like-
died. If it wasn't for Gub and Casey, I would have been dead.
You can tell who the rookie is. The
As-
one who almost died, not from a monster,
But from traveling.
Traveling to point A, from point A to point B almost killed him. Also, I really need you to answer that question, Austin.
Well, depends on what the thought is.
Like I said, to obtain an item without payment. I'm not the one doing it. Someone
Yeah.
else is doing it.
Not sure. It'll probably be contextual, heavily contextual.
Okay, so if, say, the person I was talking to earlier, they were like, 75 gold for the buckler. I don't have that much. So if, say, I were to convince somebody else to take it for me, I'm not the one taking it.
I see where you're going with this.
I mean, technically, inserting thoughts into people can be seen as a bad action regardless.
Well, he could just talk about how he really needs the book and wants the book, and then it's honestly just up to Casey if he cares enough to get him the book.
Yeah.
But the problem is Casey hates him on a species
Well, I
level. So you're just screwed.
See, I don't really hate him.
No.
I generally don't actually give a
No.
flying fuck about most people.
Casey doesn't hate me. I hate Casey.
Oh.
It's fairly one-sided.
You also got to consider we're not, like, as adventurers go, I mean, other than I owe you guys a lot, but I can't steal the book for you because I'm good.
You mainly owed Gub a lot because I probably didn't care too much to try and drag you along.
So I
when you
owe Gub a
about
lot.
died. Gub actually has a little bit of a heart. I'm just an evil, heartless freak. So
Yeah, I should have been a neutral character, but I can't be an Esamir, so. No, but the debate is if I were to do something like a seed thought, or just straight out convince you to steal something for me, does that affect my alignment at all?
Convincing not as heavily as seeding a thought to make someone do something is.
Convincing
It's-
wouldn't be that hard because you do forget that I have the ability to spontaneously create alcohol out of thin air.
you also have to remember that I'm more charismatic than you. So
I don't see the problem.
talking with people, being a charismatic individual, I can be talkative and figure out what people are trying to do. So I would, in theory, be able to figure out that you're manipulating me more so than you would be able to manipulate me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be I wouldn't be beating around the bush saying like,
Hey,
wouldn't
fucker,
be-
steal that shit.
yeah, it's what you do, isn't it? What else are you good for? If you're not going to steal things for me, I don't need you around. That was out of character, by the way. Did not actually say that.
So, would you guys like to press north to Slaithmate, or do we want to call it good?
I say we probably start the journey that way, but I actually really do need to go to bed, so we can't go any further if we do plan on moving forward. Just because I gotta be up in 7 hours, so.
Well, I have the encounter ready, so we can get there and stop.
I don't like those words.
I'm game with getting there and stopping.
Alright, so
don't
let's
like
just
those
get there and
words.
stop.
Okay, so your journey north was uneventful. It took you a full day, so go ahead and take your rations and water.
Are we following the river or?
It is entirely
had-
up to you.
We had a path. Austin said there was a
Doesn't
very
that
light
follow the
path that
river?
Right.
rode.
It's almost directly north out of the city.
So yes,
So I'm assuming like, oops, it didn't work.
Yeah.
close enough that I can refill my water bottle.
I was gonna say I'm assuming
No.
like that.
Yeah. More like that line, so not close enough to the river to refill once a day.
Okay.
Man, I'm only down to 3 things of meat. Oh boy.
I purchased more.
I'm not like trying to charismatically bluff or to convince you. It would be a hey, you're good at stealing things. Not really my deal. Can you go lift this for me real quick?
And then my response would be, "What's in it for me?"
I have a flask full of 80 proof.
40.
80 proof.
40.
It's 80 proof.
It's 80 proof, so it's 40% alcohol. Yeah.
Makes
Anyway.
no sense, but whatever.
Also,
That's
you get
how they measure
10
alcohol. 100 proof
Also-
alcohol is 50%.
Also, you get a 10-day grace period of me not trying to kill you.
Yeah, so coming forward and being like, "Oh, by the way, I'm gonna kill you, but I'm gonna wait 10 days." That's probably gonna sit real well. You're only talking to a sorcerer from another dimension, so I honestly probably wouldn't be too afraid if you did say that, though, considering in my background I said that I was not as powerful as many creatures within the realm I came from, so I learned to deal with the hardships that came around with it.
Yeah, you'd be mildly afraid.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you have arrived at Slaithwaite. You arrived at Slaithwaite from the west because you didn't really have much of a choice on your approach angles. Dense forest covers.
From the west?
You approach from the east,
Okay.
facing west, because you never really had much of a choice. There's a dense forest surrounding it on all other sides.
That way.
Yes.
Okay, how do I delete that? How do I undo?
This.
I don't know if you can. I don't remember.
Well, we deleted the stuff from earlier.
Yeah, that was Austin, I think, that deleted it.
I deleted it
Oh.
because we're
So
not there
sl-
anymore.
So at first glance, from your vantage point on a small hillside, you can see that Slaithwaite is in fact a very small town, or some sort of a large homestead. There are very large fields that are being worked at present from a lot of individuals that are hunkered over in the dirt. A few homes that are down to the southwest. There appear to be 10 to 15 of them. Far to the north end, you see a rather large mansion on the hillside, just a few hundred feet away from the ocean. Before you can go any further, you see a guard approaching you from a nearby guard tower, shouting, "You must speak with Mr. Montgomery before going further in these lands. We will escort you to the estate." What will you do?
I turn to the group and I say, "Well, it looks like we're here." I wave to the guard and say, "Hello. We read your notice on the board in Riverside. We are here to help Mr. Montgomery with his quest."
You must speak with him before moving further in these lands. We will escort you to the estate.
I just want to roll perception to see if he's trying to be threatening, I guess. I mean, maybe he is trying to be threatening, but if he's, I guess, tried to pick up on nuances to see if this is more of a trap rather than just an escort.
That's your bluff check.
Well, it'd be either a bluff check or I don't know if you'd want to do it as a bluff
No,
check
I
or a
think it's a-
perception check.
Do a
Perception
perception
check.
check.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
think
just
bluff
clicked
check's
bluff
more
just
when you're
because.
making the bluff.
Yeah.
You want to roll a perception check for that.
Slavers. Jesus. Suddenly that treasure cave is looking very tempting.
Jabba the Hutt arrives. So you're unable to tell whether this is a trap or not. But you can definitely see that the guard is trying to be somewhat threatening.
Can I roll perception to like check out the guard and see if there's anything weird about him?
Go for it. Nothing out of the ordinary from a normal city guard. He even has a uniform.
Do they have like an insignia of any type?
Nothing that you can recognize, but he has a unique insignia on him.
What does it look like?
Fuck, I don't know.
Austin didn't get this far in the details.
I didn't.
Oh my gosh.
I would assume it's not going to become important then.
Yeah, it's not important.
Okay.
You can see the same insignia on a banner hanging down from the mansion.
Yeah, I don't think I have any. I don't have any abilities that can do anything crazy in this. I was
Can
trying to
I
think if I
still
could have-
roll a perception?
Yep.
I've already basically agreed. But I'll roll.
What are you looking to perceptionize?
I'm looking to perceive the attitude of the guard, like his facial, his
Looking like
posture.
Overall disposition.
Yeah,
if he's-
disposition. Does he look afraid? Does he look excited? Does he look stern? You know what I
I guess
mean?
I was just trying to figure out what exactly you'd. I guess it's not so much what you're trying to see; it's trying to be what kind of information you're trying to gain.
The vibe.
You're just-
Like, what's the vibe?
Oh, so you're rolling for the same thing I am.
Yeah. See,
Well,
I just
I mean,
wanted to
like,
find
what
out if
else
this
am I
was
going to
gonna get us-
perceive in this situation?
I was trying to find out if he's looking to help us into town, or if he's more or less looking to try and harm us in some way.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled the highest, so if we're going to figure out anything, it'll be what I
You
perceive.
glean no additional information.
Okay, so it
But
looks
you
like we're
do
just
also
stuck.
now know what I know. Casey doesn't know what I know, which is obviously not that much.
I don't know
so.
what you know.
Yeah, not technically.
Oh,
'Cause
I was thinking you knew
doing more
something.
like-
I was thinking
you
for
were
some
doing
reason
more
like
like-
you knew
Oh.
something that Austin had told you and you didn't tell us. That's why I was like,
Can you just roll a sense motive on him real quick? The guard?
Sure.
Sweet.
Sense. Is that also giving you alignment checks, or is that Just-
I don't know. It's basically along the lines of what Casey was doing, but
okay? Well,
let me
he
look up- let me
isn't.
look up exactly what it's supposed to be.
I was gonna look. So sense motive. Successful checks allows you to avoid being bluffed. It can also be used to figure out if some quote unquote something is up, meaning something odd is going on, or to assess someone's trustworthiness.
Nothing is up or seeming to be out of the ordinary. He just seems to have a very strong sense of duty and loyalty to this Mr. Montgomery fellow. You can kind of get the same sense from the other guards in the facility that you run across,
Okay.
but
so-
nothing that outright says that they're trying to harm you in any way.
Okay, so as we follow him, I guess we'll hang back a couple of feet, and I'll just kind of like lean over to my companions and I guess whisper this information to them that he looks fine to me.
All right.
Seem like there's anything up.
He leads you down a main roadway and up to the mansion itself and leaves you in the foyer.
I swear,
Huh?
nothing.
A square. Harmless. Or so you thought.
Yo,
So I said
rolled
harmless my
rolled-
ass.
a 23 on my sense motive. If there's something you're not telling me with a 23 on my sense motive, we need to have a chat.
Well, he rolled a natural 30, so.
What? That's not how that works.
That is how that works, actually.
You roll a
Sense
natural.
motive. So sense motive has a DC of 25.
How
if
do you roll
the
a
target
natural
is-
30?
If the target is dominated, meaning you will have more power over them, then they have a DC of 25. If you don't have, then it's actually only a DC of 15 to overcome it.
But how do you roll a natural 30?
Just don't question it, okay? It's just physics and stuff. So after a few minutes, Mr. Montgomery appears from the second floor landing and walks down to the 1.5 floor part of the stairwell. So the way that this house is laid out is it has a very spacious ground floor, and the ceiling is a cathedral ceiling up above the second floor. There's a staircase immediately in front of you that goes up half a landing straight in front of you and half a landing on either side.
I have immediate questions.
Yes.
Is he human?
Yes.
Damn. Okay. Is he human or is he humanoid?
He is
Right.
human.
Okay. Hold on. Let me. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Do I have a sense magic ability? That would have been an ability, wouldn't it? Should have taken that one, huh? Can I convince you to let me roll Knowledge Arcana to see if he knows any magic? Or
No.
Perception?
You can roll perception to see if there might be anything immediately magical about,
Shit.
and you failed.
You did that, didn't we?
We are just not perceiving anything.
So he opens up by saying, "Hello there. I had heard a merry band had appeared in my homestead. What can I do for you?"
Wait, this is Mr. Montgomery?
This is Mr. Montgomery himself.
All
He
right,
stands
I'll
at
say-
approximately 6 feet tall and perfectly human, dressed in fairly elegant robes.
I figured I'd let Sam do this talk because Sam's the one eager to get this quest. So
Last time I tried talking to somebody.
I mean, my character is kind of eager to find work. So,
well then,
yeah.
then go
Hello,
for it,
Mr.
man.
Montgomery. Me and my... And I pause and I look behind. Fellow companions. Noticed your poster.
Request. Let's say your request
poster,
or whatever.
your quest posted on the Riverside Community poll. I'm not trying to laugh. We are here upon request of you seeking help. What is your quest and what do you need help with?
My quest? Oh, you're adventurers. Well, I've never heard of you before, and unfortunately I require a band of more illustrious individuals. So, yeah, perhaps if you were to assist the peoples of this nation, you could gain the necessary notoriety, but until then, I'm afraid, good fortune to you.
What exactly is this task you think we're not qualified for?
Well, that is none of your concern at the moment, so I assume you can show yourselves out.
Can I roll a sense motive on that?
Absolutely.
It's pretty good.
It's very good. In fact, so good that his motives seem to be fine. He doesn't seem to be...
come on.
No, really, he doesn't seem to be trying to lead you astray or holding anything back that he is expecting is going to kill somebody. Or
Do I need to roll a charisma or something?
you can.
What does charisma do again?
That would be like if you're trying to convince him of something, usually.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a charisma. Well, I'm gonna say, wait. There must be something we can do for you. And then I roll charisma. I'm gonna set up macros for everything that I might need.
Make it a 1.
Wait, there is no charisma.
I like that idea.
I could do intimidate.
You
No.
can try whatever you would like.
Oh, sure. Just try and intimidate the guy who is trying to employ us. This campaign's going to be over real quick.
I could do a swim.
I mean,
Can
I
I
don't-
roll? Can I roll for swimming to swim through his lies and find the truth?
If you can natural 20 that, absolutely.
Hold on, give me a couple tries. Oh, I 20'd it.
Oh, damn it.
Okay, so I just say, but wait, is there anything? We've traveled far. What can we do?
Go on the main page of your character.
Of my character?
Your character. The core page.
Ah, shoot. Come on.
I actually have Intimidate as one of my things.
Yeah, me too.
Which ain't bad, but I wouldn't roll that. I just was curious.
Okay, so I rolled a 17.
For charisma.
Yeah. So I'm saying, but we've traveled far. There must be something we can do for you to prove our worth.
He stops midway, climbing back up to the second story landing to turn around and say, as I've said, unfortunately, you're not the
Can
well-known individuals that I am looking for, so...
under my breath, I'm going to make the comment of that some of us need to use the word travel a little bit more lightly.
What's that supposed to mean?
Okay, that wasn't even directed at you. You conceited little demon. I'm talking about the one I had to drag for a day and a half.
I was
Man,
thinking
a
about how
17
you.
didn't get us anything.
Nothing. So he
I don't
says
wanna
again,
talk.
So
I don't
I'm
talk.
gonna feel defeated and slump
Is that a
against the
status
wall.
effect?
so as you're
Is feeling defeated a status effect?
plus 7 to depression,
New skill, depression, must be dragged to each location.
can only fight by being flung across the room.
He's
So
a
then
half
you're gonna
elf.
have to
But
drag me to the next area.
he's not
So-
playing a dwarf.
So Mr. Montgomery disappears on the second story landing.
I was gonna say I'm gonna do a perception check to see if this place is at all fishy in any way, shape, or form. Wearing outfits.
Prettier outfits. Yeah, I can't afford that.
I don't think I can even afford that.
Gentlemen, what are
can
you
afford-
doing here wearing frilly women's underwear?
Wow, I don't find anything out. I'm like retarded. I might as well put a blindfold on.
Yep,
I'm gonna-
you see nothing of interest.
I'm gonna do a perception check of if there's anybody else in the room, like
Oh, there's people-
anybody,
you can-
maids, guards, anybody.
You'd be able to see that
Don't.
without a perception check.
Don't let Chiron know if there's any maids. Actually, wait.
Oops,
Chiron,
I
do a
didn't mean to
perception
double
check to see
click
if there's
it.
any maids.
So, according to Sam's perception, the only people that you can see in the room are yourselves and a handful of guards.
Are any of the
Being-
guards female?
Being a roll of 19, you specifically see 10 guards.
Okay. I didn't mean to.
Are any
double
of the
click.
guards female?
That is a no.
Damn.
Alright, so I approach a guard and being angry
really
and frustrated,
wanna get to
I
bed,
tried to intimidate them, asking what could possibly Mr. Montgomery need and how can we convince him?
Find out next time.
We're getting feisty here. Intimidation.
Find out next time.
Mr. Montgomery has asked that you vacate his property. We will escort you there by force if you are not willingly leaving.
I just put my hands up like whatever, and I leave. I just leave. I
Alright.
fuck out.
I just,
No,
Not
I'm gonna
speedy
leave
or
too.
anything like that.
I just kind of do the point like this is him doing this, not me, and
I-
follow the tiefling.
I kind of do the shrug, like, well, we tried, and I just kind of walk out, like, whatever, kind of thing.
Sam, what are you going to do?
He's going to be escorted out. That's what he's going to do.
I think I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna tell him. Well, this guy's an asshole. I don't even want to come back and do his quest.
You're going to
Well-
say that out loud?
No. Oh,
we're
shit.
gonna be in town, like, find out that the townspeople are. It's gonna be word around town that some, young punk went into Mr. Montgomery's house and pissed him off, and now he's scrubbing the
Alright,
floors
so
or
I'm
scrubbing
gonna-
his
I'm
shoes
gonna-
or something.
I'm gonna go outside, and then we're all outside now, and I'm gonna talk to my group, and I'm gonna say something's fishy here. Why would he want us to go? Why
Okay,
would he
I want
want?
you to look back and see how many sense motives and perception checks we did, and then tell me something's fishy.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't think
fine.
anything's weird. I think he just literally doesn't think we're qualified.
Okay.
We'd have to figure out a way to show that we're qualified, and that
That's a good point. One of us is a.
How about we just go back to
I
the
mean-
town and see if anybody else needs any quests?
we're wearing basically rags in comparison to him, so we
This is
may
what we
not.
do. We need to get
appear
better
be
clothes.
qualified.
Ow.
Well,
So, ladies and gentlemen, standing on the doorway to Mr. Montgomery's property, we all agree that we have to leave to collect more experience and influence in the realm before talking with him again about his quest. We
Yeah, I
now
guess so.
have obtained the quest to become famous.
quest to
Gosh.
become famous.
Oh my god.
We will
Alright.
reconvene at the end of the week.
We
The
don't
quest
even
to become
need
famous.
to become
The
famous.
quest
We can
to
just beat
become
up some
famous.
guy, steal his robes, and be like, "Yo, we're famous now." How's Mr. Montgomery?
I'm not
gonna
really
know?
sure that's how fame works, but okay.
So what you're telling me is I should walk in, just like do a weird dance and use my bluff to be like, "Yo, bitch, I'm famous."
So
Get rich or
what
die
you're
trying.
telling me is that we just wasted like 30 minutes because we skipped the treasure cave.
Yes.
I
We
hate
can
you.
always go back to it. We know where
Yeah.
it's at.
We can go back to it.
Potentially.
Yeah,
We
it's
may
only
actually
like
not.
3 days away.
Well, the problem is I don't have a lot of food and stuff.
Can I get a natural 20 on my bluff? Oh, geez, an 8. Ouch.
That was a natural one.
Yeah,
That wasn't
natural
just an
ones.
8.
Can I download on my Twitch videos because this guy's actually interested in watching, and I don't mind
I
putting it
don't
on
know
YouTube.
if I can roll a natural 20 on my bluff.
Or
There it
probably-
is.
Hey,
Natural
I
20
rolled a
on bluff.
20 on swimming.
are you bluffing God because God cannot match that check?
I'm just bluffing. I'm just joshing you.
So are we reconvening on Saturday or
I think Saturday
mean-
at 7 if everyone's still good with it. Otherwise,
I should
I'm
be.
game with that. I'm game after like 5:30 p.m. any day this week for the most part too, because I only work till 5:30.
Yeah,
anyway,
even
so.
if we can do short sessions, I'm totally down.
I could do tomorrow after like 7.
All right.
We'll have to see what tomorrow brings.
We'll
That's
just
right.
talk in Discord. For the people watching, if you miss it, I will upload it on YouTube, and I will. Yeah. So whatever you miss, I'll just put on YouTube. So if you want to watch.
The next campaign, we should
We-
probably start streaming from the beginning.
that way they
Yeah.
don't miss the glorious intro music.
I know. Feel
Well,
bad.
we can do like a summary.
Guys, I worked like 5 minutes on that song, okay? It was so difficult.
Well, when we first started, I don't remember what the conversation was. It was something about going on a journey and everything, and Fleetwood Mac came to mind of go your own way.
Oh,
Yes!
Austin, we need an outro song. Put on
I'm
an
just gonna
outro.
listen to Fleetwood Mac.
I know of an outro song we could do.
All right. Well,
Austin's
either way,
the
I'm gonna head to bed.
All right. See you later, Casey.
Goodbye, everybody.
See, this makes us sound. See, this. This makes us sound epic, and I almost died of thirst trying to get.
Just trying to cross the river.
I like how it's like, all right, well, I'm so excited, let's go, and then I check my water bottles and I have no water.
I can't believe you, Sam. Is this your first D&D game?
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Your first D&D game. I should have left you. If I was not a good, I would have left you. And then your
There-
first
there
D&D
is-
game would have been, how did you die? Dehydration.
We should come up with official intro and outro songs, and I can put those on. All right.
I can try and do some like sketches of our characters or stuff. So here, let me show you real quick before we all. Did you kill your stream already? Stuff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kill it right now. Thanks for
So
watching.
here, let me show you real quick.
Tune in
before
next
we all-
week.
Did you
We
kill your
become
stream already?
famous.
Stuff.
More
Yeah, I'm just
famouser
gonna-
than the last time we tried.
More what?
More famouser.
Yes. Now with 20% less dehydration.
Hopefully. Now with starvation.
I'll be posting on my channel about when we'll do it next in the channel feed. I think that would be the easiest way to let people know if people are actually watching us. So I'll post times, and I'll try to give you like a 24-hour notice ahead. And if you miss it, you can check it on YouTube. All right, thanks for watching.
Toodles.